anywhere near the same kind of success he has on other picks on this Nidalee. He did have a pretty good early start, was 2-0 and stuff, but like, you cannot just dive in and do the same kind of crazy things that you can on a Kha'Zix on this, and you're not really the same kind of initiator. This guy's a playmaker, and Nidalee's a lot harder to do that on.
Yeah, well, he did try, but it didn't work out there. So into the last draft of this series, Jace Zyra banned for Team Liquid, Camille, Rengar, LeBlanc probably banned there for Echo Fox, so we'll see what Team Liquid have as their last target ban of sorts.
Yeah, there are obviously the options of leaving different pick ban things open on the red side, but not going to be doing that, I don't think. With 2 out of the 3 banned, you basically always see the 3rd here as well. LeBlanc likely will be taken away, and it's probably going to be first pick Kha'Zix for Team Liquid, I have to say.
Twisted Fate banned by Team Liquid as, yep, thought about it, but going to go Kha'Zix instead.
Yeah, I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right? The champion is very strong. ReignOver had a good game on it himself, and it's also, even if ReignOver hadn't had a good game on it, I just think keeping it away from Akaadian, the guy is so good at the champion. Very likely going to see ourselves getting into pretty similar compositions here, as Varus is kind of the top tier of the AD carries. So they can take Varus. They could go for the Tahm Kench once more if they do want to elect to go that route. I don't think that they have to early on, but it certainly is an option.
I just love this from Akaadian. You know, still keeping the moonlight, kind of trolling his fellow mid laner a little bit, but see what Echo Fox have in mind for this next pick. Looks like support Malzahar actually locked in.
So they will step away from the Tahm Kench, and Date was fantastic on it. But that being said, as far as the super late game stage that we got to, Zyra is always going to be so much more effective there. You know, you're on a death cap full build AP Zyra versus a supporty Tahm Kench. You really have no comparison there at the super late game stages.
Well, it looks like Corki Jhin picked for Team Liquid, so sticking things very similarly as they have in the first 2 games. GoldenGlue will run back a 3rd Corki game in a row. Piglet swaps back from Ashe to Jhin, taking the more aggressive, lethality-based AD carry. And Echo Fox, do they want jungle or mid lane? That's kind of my question for them here. Ryze is still left open. They will take it once again.
I think makes sense. TF was already banned away. Give Froggen something he can move around the map on, especially because they're not going to have the Tahm Kench. They've had a lot of success moving around with these semi-global ultimates, so I like seeing Froggen back on the rise.
Yep, I do as well, as there's Fiora banned away by Echo Fox, so top lane target there. Team Liquid, I'm expecting them to pinch Akaadian's jungle a bit here. Lee Sin, a pretty likely ban, although I feel like his stock has fallen a little bit on the patch. And there's Gangplank actually banned away from, I assume, Looper, given the drop we've seen so far and where we've seen Gangplank go when we have seen him in the NALCS.
That's a little bit strange. To me, this is trying to force your opponents to either pick or ban Shen. Basically, because Gangplank is the kind of the Shen counter. So if you do take that away, it's saying like, hey, I'm gonna grab Shen. So now Echo Fox are not willing to ban it here or first pick it. Then TL can take it without having that kind of natural counter to it. So they have gotten their wish. Maybe they're not going to get the champion, but they did force out a ban. They forced out the direction of Echo Fox's draft.
Well, they were targeting top already, so kind of curious to see what happens for Team Liquid's last ban here. It feels very dangerous to ban another top lane, although I guess for tanks at least there's 3 left. They actually do target it again, banning out Swain.
So now,
Looper.
Once again, they're trying to direct their opponents. They're saying, hey, better pick Poppy, like kind of thing, like, you know, or we want to pick Poppy kind of thing, right? So it's taking away the counter of what they would want to pick, right? The Gangplank says we want to pick Shen. The Swain says we want to pick Poppy because those are kind of the good matchups. Maokai is still available, so Looper I don't think is too bothered here. But, you know, maybe TL has a plan for this as well.
Well, we'll have to see. It looks like maybe just Nautilus there for Lourlo, which would be very standard. So I think trying to influence it a bit, but Echo Fox just holding firm. They get the best tank, I think, as far as top laners go. There's Nautilus locked in for Team Liquid. And now just a support pick to go here for Matt. Already knows the dual lane he's up against, so has almost everything but that Zyra available to him.
Also worth remembering, this is a last pick jungle, which is one of the most rare positions to be last pick. You very rarely see junglers go that far in, which could mean Akaadian is saying, hey, like, I've got this pick, but I need to see how this draft shakes out first.
I like this a lot. We see it into Malzahar. Lulu is going to be the pick here for Matt, and she's received some love on the patch as well.
Exactly. She is stronger and was already good into it, and now here it is. So this is going to be the Akaadian Graves. We saw him really hard carrying a game one time. The second time he did bring it out, didn't work nearly as well. But I do think that Graves is better in this patch. He received some minor buffs with the quick draw change, so he's able to refresh his passive more easily, be a little bit more tanky. And if you want to really go for the super aggressive builds, you can go Lethality Graves. It's actually an option. Ghostblade first, things like that are not unreasonable. And though I do kind of expect more traditional, Warrior, Ma, PD, that kind of stuff.
Kind of funny to see Team Liquid not ban out the junglers, but again, maybe looking to soften whatever Lupa could do in that lane. Regardless, it is last pick jungle for EchoFox. Not the least in that, again, I feel it has dropped off a little bit after the first 2 weeks, and Graves instead. Both teams, good team comps here assemble for the final game.
And I think it's also simply a matter of thinking, hey, okay, what are we going to accomplish? What can we push him onto if we ban out 2 junglers? So say you ban out Lee Sin and Graves. Okay, he gets Rek'Sai. You ban out Lee Sin and Rek'Sai, he gets Graves, right? There's things they're basically saying, you know what, all the other stuff you can pick, we think it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of tier. Whereas they're obviously a little bit more worried about Looper being in perhaps a more carry role against someone in a tanky position.
And it's funny as well, they're just like, okay, banned away 4 top laners, and we ended up with Maokai and Nautilus as our top lane matchup. But I guess is the whole point of the way the bans were directed. So you can see your comps there on the screen. Don't forget, of course, you can vote with the hashtags TLWin or hashtag FOXWin. EchoFox were leading the charge in the first game. We'll see if the Team Liquid fans are wide awake, because given what happened in that last game, everyone's going to get nice and loud. Crowd's been wonderful still so far after a very long series.
Yeah, very long day, 2 best of 3s. And going the distance here. And it's been fun so far. EchoFox game 1 looked incredible. Game 2, TL at the start looked incredible, and then really kind of faltered and it slowed down. It kind of turned into a bit of a more sloppy game.
Well, we'll have to see how it works out. But before then, Gate shares his history with his popular support pick.
I was on the Malzahar. Actually, before Malzahar was popular, I was in Korea, and I was like, oh wow, this guy in my solo queue game, he's playing Malzahar, and I'm just gonna try it out. And I'm like, oh wow, it's so good. So I was on the hype train before everyone else.
We got a hipster Malzahar player. He was playing Malzahar before it was cool. I guess this is the secret. He's saying he's got all his picks. He got the Camille, he got the Malzahar. He's stealing them from Korean solo queue.
I mean, I think Camille, he placed upon Korean solo queue and was like, oh, but see what happens. And turns out it worked okay. So all those secret strats that Gate has been building up will come to a head in this final game in the confrontation between Team Liquid. Quick scan to the Keystone Masters. Nothing out of the ordinary. And Froggen back on the rise. Did see this matchup in game 1. It felt like Froggen had great control, was able to push on in and get around the map with the Realm Warp. So, as always, the team play will be a crucial part. Looking for Froggen versus GoldenGlue once again. And as almost always, ReignOver versus Akaadian. Been a great looking jungle matchup so far in the series.
Yeah, it certainly has. I think ReignOver definitely is going to have the edge here on this. And that can be actually like, it looks kind of silly, but we have seen some plays. There are some jungle paths where you actually wait for a late invade with your jungle and top laner, and you use that blast cone to hop over and kind of start a fight. I've seen that happen in the LCK before. So ReignOver very rarely does things randomly. It is probably likely something like that.
Oh, look at the Voidlings, though, building up as Keith.
Keith is
Actually a little too low. Matt's going in for it. He might go for the kill. Oh, no, Matt's been exhausted. Flash is good. Last order is not there for Gate.
That was so risky there from both sides. 4 summoners blown for TL. If the junglers weren't already thinking of coming bot lane, it is now going to be a hotbed. And Matt has to be careful, because if he gets tagged by a Q, he could get flashed on. He's level 1, and he does not have either summoners. Both of the Fox bot lanes still have their flash.
1 creep to go as well. There's level 2. Key to Gate looking for it. He's going to land in. The snipe's almost there. Voidling does it. Gate gets first blood.
There you go, 2v2 outplay for the EchoFox bot lane. We've talked about the problems that TL has had. They're fighting into Malzahar Voidlings. That's the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Well, ReignOver going to pop over the wall. All right, yep, hops out. Just wants to get some vision down. Kind of a cute play. But did get I think both junglers actually got smiteless. ReignOver certainly did. But we'll talk about that in a second, as this was interesting.
Yeah, so here it is once again. He drops the double Voidlings onto Piglet. Piglet is getting zoned out. Matt wants to go in. He's like, oh, Keith's really low. Yes, he is. But this is a 2v1 at this point. It's a Warlord's Varus who's getting full lifesteal from that because he's at low HP, and he still has his heal. And then sticking around here, exceptionally low on health from Matt, not respecting the fact that his opponents are going to get level 2 first. And even though he does have a nice little sidestep on the Q here from Keith, it's not enough, as that first blood does come in. Really not the start that TL was hoping for.
You can see the early pick Malzahar working out nicely for Fox's bottom lane, but Matt and Piglet, we expected them to be aggressive coming into the season. It has cost them quite a number of times, not just them, but throughout the early weeks of the season. So we'll have to see if they can kind of clean that up. Although right now looking okay. Looks like Gate was forced back. In fact, he's forced mid lane. Hanging out, making sure he holds the wave for Froggen, who went back for the early tier. Just going to plop a Voidling down and maybe pull the wave back over. Very nice here from the support. Supporting 2 lanes at once.
Yeah. Does end up losing the freeze a little bit, but it still will result in a freeze. And ReignOver is actually going to look to catch him as he goes over.
This feels bad. Gate's like, yep, not a good time. Passive's going to help, and Voidling is going to keep him safe.
The Voidlings actually stopped the isolation damage there, I do believe. So that is also something that does keep him pretty safe. But still, nice little play from ReignOver. I may as well look for something like that, and if Gate misplays, hey, you get a kill.
Feels like right place, right time was always ReignOver's thing, and I think he's sharpened up a little as the series has gone on. That's excellent news for TL. They are looking to take away this game and get a series win for themselves here. Can pick themselves back up through the standings. In the meantime, they've settled things back down in the bottom lane. And Akaadian now looking for the cute play in the jungle.
Yeah, he's actually looking to catch ReignOver out here if he does face check. But he was spotted there. Yep, pinged out, I do believe. We'll see what ends up happening, because you have to remember, Akaadian was not full health, right? So even if he does find ReignOver, not sure it'll go his way. They're making the rotation. You see Froggen miss out of mid lane, and they're definitely going to be sneaking up on him here. We'll see if they can catch ReignOver out.
Oh, he got it! Akaadian takes away his Gromp and Froggen's Azael. They actually ghosted in trying to take down ReignOver, but ReignOver does not get killed at least.
He doesn't get killed, but he loses not only the Gromp, but he's going to lose the Wolves here too, because he lost jungle priority off that. And now Maokai coming down for Looper, so maybe going to be able to defend this, but Looper is coming for the collapse.
ReignOver has his smite, but that's the flash with the advance. ReignOver knocked back in, damages there. Akaadian quick draws for the kill. And now Piglet again, assaulted by Voidlings as Gate looks to line up the silence, doesn't get it, but the Malzahar could force him off the lane.
Nice little backstep there from Piglet, avoiding that silence, which would have affected that dot, and he probably would have gone down. Still, good play on top side from Echo Fox. ReignOver tries to get into his jungle and take that camp away. And yeah, he gets his wolves, but he has no priority in top lane, no priority in mid lane. And Echo Fox soul laners, one roams, then the other. Frustrating for ReignOver, but good play from Echo Fox. And Akaadian can make this invade because he has priority on both sides.
It's actually lucky he also got the big wolf, I think.
Yep. Came
close, but you can see the quick draw. There's a bit of a giggle there from Akaadian. He got the first blood. Again, a kid with a lot of swagger coming into the league, and nice to see him still show it, which is a pretty important time.
Oh, TL push up far. They don't see Akaadian. And look at Piglet. He's Zoom. He has
Surprise.
No flash.
Piglet's like, how do I get out of this? Maybe the answer is he doesn't.
No.
Exhaust is down. Heal's going to land in. Akaadian's still going for a Gate almost slow. Sniping there from Keith. Could turn it around, but the flash in as Gate gets one kill. Akaadian going to look for a couple more. And Matt, he wants the trade kill. He will get it, but it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Fox.
Still very good there for Echo Fox. It was well played mechanically from TL, dodging around. Graves can't actually shoot you over the minions. So Piglet was dashing kind of back and forth, keeping a minion in between him and Akaadian. And that plus the exhaust made it a very close fight. But still, it's 2 more kills going the way of Echo Fox. And I mean, really, TL did make the best of a bad situation, but no wards. And not really much of a chance for this to go their way. So here you have it. They're just trying to stay. Like, look at him moving between the minions, so Akaadian can't actually shoot him. They flashes aside, gets the angle, does take him down, and Matt at least gets a trade kill, but Keith able to clean up.
Yeah, good little bit of gold there from Keith. Actually came back from recalling as Akaadian leans back. He's like, all right, got first blood, stretch it out. Maybe didn't want to die there. But he'll be okay. Warrior Enchantment on the way nice and quickly. Gonna donate blue buff over to Froggen, who will be very happy to receive his gift.
Yeah, still possible for him to go Ghostblade. Don't expect it, but it is possible. Definitely a fun build to try out and get those 3 lethality items pretty early on Graves. Turns out 2 auto attacks kills the AD carry.
That's good.
It is.
That sounds like a good deal. Froggen, onto GoldenGlue, snares him up. Damage is there. You can see kind of why Ryze is such a problematic champion. His wave clear is good. He constantly threatens you with spells. He just instant snare. Does a lot of damage. Scales with mana. I don't know. Look, there's a lot going on for this champion.
Yeah, semi-global ultimate. He has a shield. He has move speed. He's got all kinds of stuff. Definitely a very strong champion, but Corki as well is exceptionally strong. Both of these guys are going to be pretty powerful. And Akaadian looking to make another invade. once again, kind of has mid lane priority. You know, GoldenGlue is lower on mana, he's being pushed in, Froggen's up a level. It does give him the ability to kind of do this.
Ooh, Chain of Corruption, Piglet level 6, but he's going to get snared up gate. Good Trooper doesn't have his ulti, Matt whimsies him, and now Keith getting assaulted again. The Voidlings trying to chase him down, but Akaadian in the realm of nice snipe.
The fadeaway ultimate, and now it's Matt's turn as it's a 4v1, but he gets a kill. And ReignOver's here. This could go bad for Fox.
Froggen snares one up. That is enough for the kill. That's a flash wasted for Matt. Froggen with a nice tower dive. But Keith dives to Lulu again. That's Matt's 2 kills.
Matt's 2 kills, but I mean, who cares? It's not going out Piglet. This Lulu is not about to carry the game, and GoldenGlue shows up quite late to the party. It's going to be Echo Fox moving over to this Infernal Dragon, the big ticket dragon. This really feels reminiscent of game number 1, where they were in full control. And I think that ReignOver wants to make a play for this. It feels really bad to be this down in kills and giving up the Drake this early. Let's see who gets the smite.
Both have smite, so it's going to be a bit of a 50-50. Corki gets the GoldenGlue being the hero. ReignOver able to escape, I think. No, not quite. Froggen able to take him down after the flash.
Still, good job there by TL. They do at least get the Infernal. That is worth ReignOver's life, I would say, for sure. Especially because they get summoners out of Froggen there too, so that can set up some opportunities. And that's at least, you know, something that's a morale boost there, right? You're able to get that dragon back. You feel like you have something going for you. With the Infernal in your back pocket, you always know you have that late game scaling. And here it is again. Keith starts it off, nice ultimate, and they're gonna go all in onto Piglet. Piglet, though, does get that 4th shot as well as his W add-on to Keith, and Matt is able to eventually finish him off right before that ultimate does come in. And This is definitely something where I love this.
It's a great angle. This man Piglet back in the bottom lane. Alive though, which is good. Means to jump back to life. GoldenGlue with the package. Maybe looking to make a roam happen, but we saw Froggen definitely get out ahead of him in the initial run to the bottom lane. And Akaadian Warrior now completed, sitting at level 7. Seen a lot of action here, kind of in 2v2, 3v3.
Goes looking.
Don't know if he wants 2v1. Big one. Hits Akaadian, bit of damage there. Going to clean out this ward as well. But again, as long as Froggen can keep Corki anchored to the lane, that's good news for Echo Fox.
Another thing we have to track now is Gate is 6. He has his flash, he has the Malzahar ultimate. So you can look to see more attention down here in the bot lane. And I think that TL is aware of this. They're all moving down here, kind of converging, expecting that Akaadian could show up to this bot lane because Piglet has no flash. If Akaadian shows up and they land the flash ultimate from Malzahar, that's a dead AD carry.
Well, no blast cone to go over the wall, so might look for something else instead. Looking for some more. Does Gate gonna start some roaming here? Might even look for mid lane. GoldenGlue does have sums.
Oh, he's in trouble.
Does not have the flash. Gonna get locked up. Ulti's enough. That is gross.
Yeah, that's what happens. Face check into that Malzahar. Like Graves is more than enough damage to knock you down. At least it is only Matt going down on the support, but still.
ReignOver was not winning that Drake with those Voidlings, by the way. A little comical to watch, but certainly struggles there for TL. Fox up 8-2, almost 3,000 gold. And if this turret goes down, that's a huge burst of gold into their pockets. Akaadian going to join in, sweep the wave with his Q and try and knock this down. Wave is going to be there for a little while, but I think they've got it. That's a big lead early on for Echo Fox.
Yeah, they definitely got this. Graves does a lot of damage to those turrets, especially with the red buff, and they're trying to pull off a dive top lane 3v1. Remember game 1, how bad this went, but it is an additional member.
Froggen not here this time either, so 1v3, can they dive into Lubri? Claps his hand, puts the ulti up, and now they're going to knock him up with the depth charge. He's been exhausted as well. Lupa moving for as long as he can, but Lourlo's too tanky, man. ReignOver gets it, but Matt left on by Froggen, forced to use the ulti. Chain of Corruption's not going to connect, but Fox are still pushing.
And they can continue pushing. They can actually force TL to base here. Gate very low, will survive the Deathfire touch. Second turret's gonna drop, will back off. 2 turret for 1 trade is very nice for them, especially when you consider it is the first turret, and they actually forced quite a bit out of TL, moving 3 members top. They had to blow the exhaust even on Looper because he was fighting back pretty well.
And I love it from Looper. Smart stuff this time. Didn't use the flash because he's like, yeah, I'm definitely dead this time. So did what he could, bought his team some time to take another turret, but just going to return to his lane. Looks like bottom lane is his lane for now. Froggen pushing out the waves, moving his way over to the blue buff as we'll watch this dive again.
Yeah, and the dive was well executed this time. It was not anything like that first game disaster. Lourlo is the tank. He should take the aggro. He does do so immediately. You can see that exhaust going down there from GoldenGlue, not wanting to risk any sort of a trade kill. Maokai can put out a deceptive amount of burst with that R pop plus your sapling, your Q. So I think it's smart to show that respect. But Gate now here lurking on the sides. He has his ult ready. They would love to get a pick.
Just puts a ward over. I think that kind of gives away the play. GoldenGlue at the blue buff, though.
Ooh, look at Piglet. He may face check this.
Oh, no. Ulti. Oh, that's awkward.
Ouch. I mean, that is something I feel like you have to see coming. The ward went over. Where's the Malzahar? Where is the Graves? They knew that someone was there. If no one noticed that ward pop up on the map, that's a pretty big mistake from TL.
Well, it cost Piglet his life. You can just see the roam combo of Akaadian and Gate is actually very effective, not just for picking people off, but like you said, Graves is pretty good at taking turrets as a marksman, and EchoFox just using this duo, maybe a trio wherever Keith is, knocking down turrets and getting picks, working perfectly for the EchoFox early game that we wanted to see again.
I mean, you need to take stock of the fact that this is a 4-0-4 Malzahar.
He's ready.
Yeah.
Gate, stole it from Korea,
There
bringing
you go.
it to NA.
Now another turret
Ready
going
for the
their
big
way.
carry.
EchoFox is getting hilariously ahead.
Look at these Voidlings doing work as well. I agree, it is Gate that's really getting it done here in the game. With all the kills, his crabs are helping out, GoldenGlue's diving in on the Froggen. Froggen
Whole
is
team's
not
coming, though.
perturbed.
Yeah, and I mean, if GoldenGlue chases that any further, he's going to be a goner, so he will back off. But that's already both top and bottom turrets all gone, right? Already 4 turrets knocked down here for EchoFox, and they are very far ahead this early on. I mean, 5,000 gold lead is disgusting.
I mean, GoldenGlue had another good Trinity Force timing, but we'll have to take a look when the recalls come in about what everyone else has finished. Froggen certainly has finished Rod of Ages at this point.
Yeah.
Gate's building pretty aggressively towards his first damage item, so he'll be a threat moving into the mid-game, and Malzahar's already frustrating enough for this. Akaadian going for the Hex Drinker, has a few more swords. Like, major items are not quite completing, but not too much on the TL side either, except for that Trinity Force for Corki. So it's going to take their map and their gold advantage, and that next fight should really start to swing things if TL do put a foot out of line.
Yeah, and the Trinity Force timing was fine, right? You know, GoldenGlue CS'd well, but if you look back to that first game that they did lose where he was 2-0-2, and he got it before 12 minutes. This was about 3 minutes later that he's picking up his Triforce, so it's not exceptional by any means, but it's about as well as you can do without getting kills.
Looking okay for now, but EchoFox, they've got so much space to play with. Ocean Drake is pretty much theirs for the taking. They're going to check in, doesn't see anyone, but I think spotted the control warden. Team Liquid might try and make a play here. Lourlo up top with the teleport ready, though. Looper walking down as well for the potential fight around the objective.
I feel like they might just send ReignOver in to try to steal here again, or look for some sort of steal. I don't think they're going to commit to a fight because it would be very risky. Ooh, okay. Good try from GoldenGlue.
Got the first one, did not get the second one, but very low risk play. Piglet lines up the ulti. GoldenGlue wants to play, but he gets the breath by the Malzahar. That's a blow up from Akaadian. Gate will fall as a trade, but Lourlo's down. He gets Froggen, who's leaping forward to try and take out ReignOver, but now Lourlo's in trouble. Knocks up Keith with the depth charge, but Froggen surging forward. He wants it. Only a 1-for-1 though.
That's GoldenGlue down though for the support. And that is a really nice trade there for EchoFox. They grab the Dragon too. It doesn't look like they have enough health to really stay around and try to push even further than that, but still good job by EchoFox. The GoldenGlue wanted to go aggressive there, but very quick on the ultimate was Gate. So the second part of the Valkyrie couldn't use the kind of mini Valkyrie to get back out after going in with the package.
And Piglet's going to stick around and clean out what minions he can. Matt's going to rejoin him, so Froggen try and clear that out. ReignOver taking the topside scuttle. Means that they'll have some good vision around that area. But again, EchoFox kind of just had this mid-outer turret to really crack down and got lots of space to play with. So Froggen back to a side lane, looking to get that farm going, and the very safe duo of Keith and Gate should be able to protect this turret and get it pushing if TL starts to leave less than now the 4 people they've got in mid lane.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that there's any dive that can really happen right now from TL, unless Lourlo was there as well, because they don't really have someone to tank up that turret, especially when you add in the fact that they don't know where Akaadian is, right? If you don't know where that Graves is, he pops out on a dive, it's going to go pretty bad for you.
Froggen, though, getting himself some vision as he is trying to split push a very long lane. There's not quite enough deep vision on the TL red side jungle just yet, but he'll probably start fixing that. Got the trinket ward to get down in again. Froggen's just collecting safe farm, and 1v1, he's pretty confident he can handle almost anyone. Even though GoldenGlue is quite strong, Froggen can at least get away if a fight starts, and when this happens, he's very easily able to get a pick. Although a good ward from TL is going to spot the squad moving through, so no face checks this time.
Not Froggen, though. Knew he was safe. You know, they had eyes on pretty much everyone right now. And EchoFox is trying to gain some vision around here, though. No sweepers are up right now, and they only have the 1 pink on Gate. So They need to look.
Oh, don't find anyone. Trying to corruption, just a little short.
This could go bad for them.
Piglet looking for something. Gates tanking it all up. Not too bad. That's a little worse. Missile does
block.
land, but yeah, they're making sure they block the rest of the skill shots, and Lourlo couldn't get in the fight in time.
Well, it was a good try. They did not get much out of it, but they do not lose their lives. Just losing that one Realm Warp cooldown, I think it's worth a shot. And Gate is almost done his Ryze. It could be a Leandries as well. I'm expecting Ryze, just because I think that you would have built the pen first otherwise. I could go either way, but I mean, when you look at the support items, it's pretty funny. He's essentially like a full damage item ahead. They have the same besides that.
Feels good for the mage support. Froggen, nope, not interested in snaring up Lourlo. It's kind of a waste of his cooldown, I think he thinks. Akaadian going to donate blue over once again. Froggen is going to clear this out nice and quickly, and back to defending that mid lane turret. Blast Cone going to help Akaadian zip over, and TL are really pressing for this outer. They actually grab Froggen there. Nice little snipe. Death Touch going to follow in. Lourlo huge with a wild growth, but he gets suppressed down by Gate. Almost enough, but GoldenGlue slays Froggen in the dive.
It's 1-for-1. Looper is now coming down. Does have his flash. He could look to re-engage this if they want.
No ult from Gate means they don't really have any pick tools with Keith's ultimate still on cooldown. But turret being up is problematic. I mean, sure, it's not going to regen. It's got maybe 1 or 2 autos left, but you still need to take it and collect the gold it's worth. It's a nuisance to go back and try and get it 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes later.
Well, and especially if Maokai's hanging around, it is a little bit scary. They'll eventually get that gold. Maybe Piglet's just going to run up and auto it. Oh, he didn't actually get it. Oh, no. Piglet.
Oh, Piglet's net up on the ulti now as well.
No.
There's so much greed.
That is brutal. He thought he could one auto it, misjudged his damage with all the armor there from the minions not being around, gives up his life and a summoner, which may mean they lose their mid-outer.
And looks like they're going to lose it because that's damage. Akaadian and Keith with a bit of help from Gate going to try for a ReignOver, trying to keep them away. GoldenGlue, good rockets. Missile's one in, flashes forward, once Gate heals out from Keith to keep him alive. Last missile, not there in time. Akaadian firing back, but Keith forced to flash out, and Lourlo, he'll do it. Oh no, oh, good hook onto Akaadian. Turret's now dead. That's going to force Akaadian to flash out of the way.
That is a lot of summoners blown there from both sides. TL finally knocks down that turret, grabs some much-needed gold for themselves. But meanwhile, the solo laners for Echo Fox, are pushing in those waves, getting that farm in the top and bot lanes. And someone will have to go to respond there. So we can see this 3-man squad move right back to mid for Echo Fox. And as people go to collect the side waves, they can look to try to finish off that turret because it is pretty low.
Yeah, with how open the map is as well, Infernal Drake is going to be a big deal as Echo Fox can look to take that for themselves. Watch this one again though, Piglet. He just wanted it so bad.
Yeah, and I mean, this is so telegraphed. He even gets hit by the Q. Nice ulti there from Keith. Really good punish. But that's a little bit embarrassing.
Well, he's alive now. Trying to dodge a few more Qs. Does get out of the way of that one. And mid lane turret's still up for TL, which is nice for them. Again, the longer they can defend it, the better. Even though it's pretty likely Echo Fox are going to get it at some point soonish. That's a pretty quick Baron, though, from Echo Fox. Nice and sneaky. And look at the Voidlings creeping in to help.
Oh my god. TL has no idea. Oh, okay, now they know.
Good game
they're
sense.
gonna have to back off. I don't think you can actually commit to this.
They're committing to it.
Wow, this is really risky. Baron does a lot of damage at this point in the game. Looper's already low.
Keith gonna get ulted down. He's gonna die, I think. Tries to snipe map, but doesn't get it. To press onto Lourlo. They need to get the Baron. They do get it, but how many die for it? Lourlo in. GoldenGlue in with the package. Froggen trying to turn it around, but Gate's already dead. They've got a couple already. Looper looking to get hunted down by GoldenGlue as well. That was disastrous for Echo Fox.
That was just super risky, and I mean, the gold is probably pretty even off of that. Maybe a little bit in TL's favor because they probably got some shutdowns and stuff, but Baron does give a fair bit of gold, but I don't understand why you're taking the risk there when you're so in control of the game. The Infernal Dragon is up. You've been spotted. I mean, that was just silly from Echo Fox. Now they give a second Infernal over to TL. They could have simply pulled off and looked to force a fight around Infernal. I think that was just an awful call. And they were even just lucky that they got it. It was actually a missed smite, I'm pretty sure, from Akaadian. I saw it go to 10 HP. So that could have gone over to their opponents. And if TL gets the Baron there, that would have been backbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Echo Fox still holding a firm lead, 5,000 up. The 2 Infernals add gold that we can't see to TL's stats, which is nice, but as far as total current gold goes, Echo Fox do have a decent lead there. I mean, if they can take more turrets with the Baron buff they have, that might be good, but they've got a long way to go to try and siege those inhibitor turrets, and sure, Baron is great for that sort of thing, but usually later in the game, and I agree, it was just an unnecessary risk from Echo Fox that kind of looks cool if it pulls off, but even then, just doesn't look as great. Froggen taking some damage. Gate trying to fend off GoldenGlue. He's going to die to ReignOver, though. And Echofox starting to get a little sloppy.
Yeah, they are. And my problem was not at all with the attempt. My problem was the continuation once it's spotted, right? Then you leave. But here it is once again. It's been spotted out by that Trinket Ward. They go in for it. And Keith is pretty much down right off the bat. And if you watch the Baron's health here, I'm not sure if we'll get a good shot of it. You can actually see smite it to 10 health there. As Lourlo is walking into the pit, that could go over to like a bomby cinder tick. Like, that is ridiculously risky. So it was very close to being a disaster. Still didn't even end up that well.
You can see GoldenGlue just launching himself into the pit in a flurry of noise.
Some loud sound effects.
Hey man, okay, Corki's got some sweet sound effects, let me tell you. It's like the old sad robot Amumu skin. Do you remember those days?
I do.
It's not fun.
Couple QSSs now picked up for TL. Gate obviously having the advantage of that Malzahar support, forcing your opponent's itemization, right? Not something that they really wanted to grab, but still, QSS is pretty solid here. There's a fair bit of AP coming out, so the magic resist is going to be nice, and you can use it for multiple things, you know, not just the ultimate from Gate, but also roots from Froggen and things like that, so it does have its uses.
Yeah, Edge of Night also for 2 different champions on TL, so if they can get that barrier up, they'll have to take it off much like a Banshees before they can get the Malzahar ulti down. So Gate's usefulness, despite the strong start, he does have that Ryze as you mentioned, but hasn't really found any other picks. In fact, he got picked off in the last exchange that we saw. We'll just have to see kind of what happens in these next few minutes. Echofox, I think, they still have a lead, which makes the fast Baron attempt look even weirder. Because that's either something you do when you're exceptionally far ahead or very far behind. And they were kind of neither. They were like medium ahead. So I guess we'll see what they can do. But Baron's on for a little while longer. If they can get a siege going, that's excellent news. If not, it's kind of a wash as far as the trade goes.
Yep, and I mean, they did get the first mid lane turret, at least with that Baron buff. So gold-wise, it's totally fine. It's not really a big deal at this point anymore. But they're looking for the engaged Akaadian. Getting tagged.
Oh, Lourlo's feet got caught in the snare from the Chain of Corruption. Lupus slowed down, but he's tanking for the rest of his team. Good attempt there from TL to get them off the siege, but Fox going to try one final time.
They're going to move right back up here. There was a pretty good disengage there, but Baron buff has expired, and lanes are going to be pushing against Echofox, so they will send their solo laners top and bot to get those roaming in the right directions once more here and just continue to try to push this in their direction. The gold lead, one thing to be said for it, although it has stayed pretty big, it has not really increased in the last 8 or so minutes, and just the percentage by which they're ahead now is much smaller.
Yep, and that will be true as the game goes on, assuming the lead stays the same. So it was 5,000 when I last checked about 5 minutes ago, and it's still that now, of course. So we'll see if Echofox can extend that lead. They're still up and ahead in this game and have lots of territory to play with. 5 turrets to 2 still is kind of the big point for TL that's tricky. They've only taken 2 out, as you can see. GoldenGlue looking at the bottom outer, maybe trying to push that one down. He's got the package up again. They can maybe look to make a play with it as well. Lupa's going to go down to meet him. GoldenGlue does do good damage. We'll see if he can take the turret. I don't think he can 1v1 Lupa is part of the issue.
I mean, maybe eventually, but Looper shouldn't die. It feels like a fight that they should both be able to opt out of whenever they feel like it. So it shouldn't be too much of a threat.
Ooh, ReignOver, big damage. Keith doesn't quite get him with the ulti. Leap away is nice from Kha'Zix, but Echofox don't commit too much to almost get a pick, and ReignOver takes a hefty amount of poke in return. Looks like Clouddrake's up in 1:30. So it looks like teams are just looking for those objectives, and Gate, he's trying to be bait here. TL not going to fall for it.
I mean, Echofox are setting up the vision now. They're making the smart move there. Unfortunately for them, even if they grab this dragon, great, you have an Ocean, pretty nice for Siege. Then you have the Clouddrake, pretty nice, but 2 Infernals on the other side, right? That's a big advantage.
Certainly is, and TL have gotten a number of Infernals all series long, so they'll be happy about the spawns. Again, just kind of waiting for objectives to come back up. Baron will be up in 1:20. Don't think Echofox will be quite as keen to start it off this time around. But power is certainly there. I mean, Froggen in particular has been farming up a storm. He's got a good chunk of items. Akaadian has 3, including that jungle enchant. And he's 5-2 and 5. So maybe looking to carry things out. And even Gate, that support, is doing good damage. But TL sticking together, starting to play grouped and know that, you know what, if a team fight starts, we feel more confident we can win it. And Echofox looking a little more scattered than they were in the first 2 games.
Yeah, I think that both teams are at pretty even power levels right now. If you look at the important members on both sides, they're pretty strong across the board, right? You have the QSS plus the IE Trinity Force for Corki. That's a really strong point in the game. where if GoldenGlue can get onto any of the squishies, he can definitely pop them out. But they are looking to cut him off.
Lourlo is the target. He's pretty tanky though. Chain of Corruption's going to follow through. Snare is there, but he flashes out of the way. Looper not trying to chase it down, but Piglet's going to turn it around with the ulti. Looper is going to protect his team. They bunch together. Don't take too much damage from the poke. But no kill onto the tank. The Cloud Drake's there. In fact, TL might even re-engage on this fight.
Have to remember, no flash on Lourlo. He's TPing in, so they do want to fight.
Breaks down though, Lourlo.
Still going.
Late. They're going to find it. That's a good position. Depth charge lands in, knocks up Gate and Froggen. Wild Growth connects it as well. GoldenGlue in a flank line, almost taking out Akaadian. That's a big fight for Team Liquid. There's a couple down as GoldenGlue gets one. Kha'Zix gets two for ReignOver.
That is just a massive fight for Liquid, and they're going to get down Looper as well. We'll see if he can escape. He wants to delay because TL definitely wants to move towards Baron. Varus needs to try to hit some Qs here, try to chunk them out and knock them off this Baron, or their lead is entirely gone, and they're honestly going to be behind.
The Piglet got low to Looper, who dove into the back lines, but this Baron going down pretty quickly. Here's the defense from Fox, though. Going to try and snap some members down. GoldenGlue eats the first few. Baron's a little too low. Lourlo going to zone them out. There's Baron Team Liquid. All of a sudden, game's pretty much tied up.
I'd actually say the TL are probably in the advantage at this point with the double Infernal, and Echo Fox, they get a Cloud Drake, but they give up so much, and they get pitched from all sides. This was a fantastic engage from Team Liquid as Lourlo comes straight into the backline. No idea that that was happening. And then watch GoldenGlue from the bottom. Right back onto the carries. Immediately exhaust onto Akaadian. He's completely bursted out. They just decimated this fight. It was so well played from Liquid, collapsing from all sides, and that was really the perfect engage.
Set up Kha'Zix for a couple resets there, or even just some damage, and things looking good for TL as they get within less than 2,000 gold of Echo Fox, but more importantly with the Baron and ready to start pushes. Turrets have been the real issue for this game, and TL should be able to take a number of them with the Baron buff.
Yeah, you'd certainly think so. The first one down in bot definitely going to be going down. We'll see how much more is going to fall after that.
This one's going to go. Lourlo able to slap that away with his anchor. Kind of nudged it, and it fell down. Gives you an idea of how big Nautilus is. Ethan Gate looking to snipe GoldenGlue, but GoldenGlue returning fire with the missiles. And now Piglet going to clear out the ward. It's going to leave Matt to do it actually, because he's only got 4 bullets. Wants to use them on the turret instead. Hit a Ghost Blade. That's Keith trying to get out of the way. Second turret down. Gold now tied up, and TL riding that double Infernal Drake to a lead with the Baron buff still in their possession. Fox going to have to play defense for a couple minutes.
Yeah, they certainly are, and there was no real chance to defend that bot lane tier 2, as Froggen and Akaadian were not there yet, and you can't try to do that 3v5 defense against a Nautilus who's going to be very willing to dive, especially when backed up by this Lulu.
Well, minion clear will be there. It's a little tricky versus the Baroned up minions, but kind of got the power to do it. TL not overcommitting, just poking with the Kha'Zix spikes, letting GoldenGlue actually split push here. Get some damage down onto an inhibitor turret. And again, almost tied up the turrets. Just that tier 2 in mid lane left for both of them. Well, the TL have one extra turret to work on in the top lane if they wanted that as well. But most important thing is, you know, 32 minutes in, Baron buff is still there for just under half its cooldown, but no team has broken into the base just yet and really maneuvered themselves into a strong endgame position. TL maybe going to force here, but Fox looking to get the engage down. Chain of Corruption lands in for Keith, but just some cooldowns being traded back and forth. They go Fox again, just trying to keep the minions out from under their turrets as soon as possible.
And they are at least able to defend that inner turret. This will give up a couple, and the gold is right back to even. It's still an exceptionally close game. Item completion coming in on both sides. These guys are at very similar levels of power. One thing that is pretty key to note, though, for Echo Fox is they're starting to get some of their penetration items. So they're going to be able to deal better with this Nautilus, as Void Staff has come in now. We have Lord Dominix on Keith. We have the Last Whisper on Akaadian. So these are really important items to be able to punch through Lourlo, who is really being the massive threat for the team.
We talk about Maokai kind of being the premier tank because of his ultimate, because of how tanky he gets and how much he protects your team, but it does feel like Lourlo has been the bigger tank in the last few exchanges, so we'll see if that can turn things around.
And a lot of that was to do with his great flanking, right? It's the positioning. He has better CC than pretty much any other tank, but you have to be able to get in the right position to do it. Oh, Akaadian.
That's not good. Akaadian going to get blown up. Perhaps GoldenGlue goes all in for it, but misses the last missile. ReignOver, they're able to finish it off. Wild Growth on top, looking for the resets, but gets shut down by Froggen. Akaadian will leave. He's whimsied up. But 1-for-1 trade. Realm Up going to make it 2-for-1. GoldenGlue going to get blown up by Froggen. Exhaust is not enough.
That looked like it was going to be a great pick for TL as GoldenGlue and ReignOver came flying in, but Akaadian with that mob, with the ultimate to get him back out and the innate tankiness of Graves because of that passive, able to live a lot longer than expected, and Fox makes it a good trade for them.
Yep, that's good stuff, but again, no major objectives to kind of convert on. Another Kha'Zix will be up, so Elder Dragon spawn not on the table yet, and GoldenGlue tried to make the hero play here.
Yeah, they go in again. Gate is there pretty quickly as well. Froggen there faster too. A fast interrupt on Gate's ultimate. Not sure what happened to that, but with ReignOver going down, there wasn't really any damage left, and GoldenGlue is an easy chase down here. Does pop the exhaust, tries to turn and fight, but not really ever going to be able to win that one.
Yep, not an even trade. 2-for-1 instead in favor of Fox. But again, it feels like we're waiting for something else to break open. This Kha'Zix, maybe there'll be a fight for it. Maybe TL feels like they don't feel too bad giving it up and want the Elder Dragon spawning instead. And Baron is a few minutes away still from really respawning. So with Inhibitor turret still up, with a big wide open map now for both these teams and a very close gold lead, we're going to start to get to the point where we're going to push it later, and the tipping points are going to get real narrow because the game could turn around quickly. Looks like Fox, though, in position for at least something here towards the right-hand side.
Yeah, they're looking to set up around Dragon and ReignOver. That's happening tonight. Going to be okay. They want to be able to get this, and they have done a pretty diligent job of clearing out wards behind them. So there's no flank wards for that Lourlo.
Warping again, but no one being caught.
Yeah. And now they kind of lost positioning a little bit here. They kind of have this awkward spot again where they're kind of a bit surrounded. So they do have to move back over, and Looper thankfully can heal back up off this, and they will start up the Dragon. Should be able to secure this one. We'll see if ReignOver wants to go for a steal. Would be very risky.
Might just use to start a fight. Lourlo, though, going to take some poke. He's very tanky.
Good block with those Voidlings.
Extra damage coming. No Voidlings really helping out. And there's the Drake over to Fox. They're pretty fast now. They're going to try and chase down Team Liquid, perhaps.
Can't get too overconfident because Lourlo can turn for the re-engage, and he will do so.
Looper, now the tank getting poked out here. He's trying to zone the rest of them away. GoldenGlue wants to try and find the flank, but so does Froggen. And now the team's on the opposite side of the map. Oh, Gate. Gotta be careful, taking damage from the Jhin trap.
Voidling procs the poke again.
Ulti's in. Looper needs to tank them. Doing a good job, but he's getting slowed down. Gate found the last bullet there from Jhin. And Lourlo again tanking things up. These fights are getting close, and both teams will disengage.
Yeah, it's very tense. TL had the inside track there on the inner turret, but if they commit to that turret, they can get sandwiched against it. So it's very risky to go for a play like that in the end. Both teams playing it pretty safe. He has to be given a lot of credit, though. His Voidling usage blocked multiple hooks from Lourlo where he wanted to engage.
That's what happens when he's the first guy to play Malzahar spot.
There you go.
Brought it over from Korea here in the preseason. Baron up in 20 seconds, excuse me. So looks like TL back to make sure they were fully stocked for that. I think Fox have also managed to get their recalls in. As you can see, the pretty roller coastery looking gold graph here. I mean, Fox, it felt like at one point early on, that was just a straight curve up for them as far as snowballing and gold lead went.
Oh, they're looking.
Who are they going to find? It's GoldenGlue, but he's not going to get ultied. Gets out early, though, the Valkyrie, and ReignOver's in a dangerous spot. He pokes them out, but Fox don't follow over the wall. Akaadian gets chunked out low as well.
Echo Fox are going to have to back off here. Lourlo isn't here, but look, Flash Force on Akaadian. He's very low. Now Lourlo's coming in from the side. ReignOver's in the back.
Lupin's trying to tie them up. He's doing good damage. Keith's going to go down as Froggen actually gets slain by Piglet. Keith dies there as well for the double. Now Akaadian also locked up. Goes down to Lourlo. That's almost a wipe. It's just Looper left.
What was Echo Fox thinking taking that fight? I mean, they saw ReignOver on the side. They dive in past him, and ReignOver is able to get so much work done in the back, barely surviving Gate and Keith. And this is going to be another free Baron for TL. Echo Fox really dropped the ball in that fight.
Yeah, just too eager to try and start something. The teleports might have been a little too deep. TL, though, seems like the cohesion's much better moving into this last game, and this just looks...
I mean, just watch this fight. Okay, Akaadian's already really low. He's basically dead. You have a TP coming in. You have Kha'Zix, who has already shot Ws from the side. And then what is Looper doing? He's diving in. Froggen's diving in. Where's your backline going to be able to survive here? I mean, Keith dies immediately to the Kha'Zix plus Lourlo. Then Akaadian, who had 10% health, also dies in the background. They completely abandoned their backline there and took a fight that they had no business taking.
We talked about Looper not being on the same page as his teammates. That's another moment where it's like, okay, it still does take time to build that synergy. Things have improved, but that's definitely a moment. And I think we saw one earlier in this game as well, where it's like, okay, Still got to work on it here, and you can just see the amount of damage that GoldenGlue in particular was able to do. I mean, the numbers on Echo Fox don't look impressive. That's because they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Completely lost the team fight before it even started.
Exactly. They were doomed to fail in that one. And Looper had a great game one. In this one, he's 0-1-1. He's had almost no effect in the game whatsoever. He's even down in farm, so he really has not been doing much of anything besides kind of pushing out these side waves. And it felt like he just kind of got a bit over eager there to try to make something happen. But with Akaadian already so low on health, it was definitely a very desperate looking play.
The Baramba from TL means it's starting to knock down even more turrets. At 6 as they take the turret lead in the game. And these are the important ones. Piglet lines up the ulti, trying to get some poke down, finds Froggen for a little bit, finds Gate and Keith with an extra. There's a 1,000 damage crit on the Froggen. And now Keith, oh, that's going to be disaster. GoldenGlue takes the kill out. ReignOver looping forward with a wild grid. There's a double in for Glue. Looking for a couple more. Looper going to go down here as well. The GA is popped. And TL going to take the inhib. ReignOver lives again with almost no health as Looper goes down to Piglet's rampage.
Complete collapse for Echo Fox. Hard to say much more than that, but TL pounce. And they are going to cleanly close out this game.
They broke the big game they needed to in the second one, but now they're going to surge forward and just clean through this third one. Piglet going to look to snipe down Froggen. Froggen trying to fight, but there's the ace for Team Liquid. Nexus now exposed, and they take the series.
Definitely a messy one for Echo Fox, and it felt like they just did not have kind of the mental stamina going into this final game. Maybe they got tired. TL are going to be the beneficiaries as they look solid in Game 3. ReignOver for me especially, 8-3-7 on the Kha'Zix was really big. Had a great game. But I mean, Echo Fox from the start of the series to the end of the series looks like a completely different team,
yeah,
right?
Game
one, they looked incredible.
Game 2, tough, still looked decent, and it just didn't feel like their hearts were really in the final game.
Yeah.
I can't blame them. It was a very